Demonstrators insist on the military stepping down in Sudan, but the protests end in violence. So what is the road ahead for the country? Hello, I'm Mike Walter, sitting in for Anna Naidu, and this is The Heat. Sunday was the 30th anniversary of the coup that brought Omar Al-Bashir to power in Sudan. Thousands took to the streets demanding that the country be led by a civilian government now that he's gone. Military generals and protest leaders traded blame for the escalation in violence. Security forces used tear gas and live fire ammunition against the protesters. The number of deaths also varies depending on who you ask, from 6 to 11. Bashir was ousted by the military in April following months of popular protest. Since then, a transitional military council has run Sudan. For more, let's turn to CGTN's Yasser Hakim. He's in Cairo. Yasser, what's the situation in the country right now?
Well, after a few weeks of instability, like you said, there have been fatalities, violence, demonstrations. Just the last few hours, we've witnessed a breakthrough, some positive news for a change, if you may call it, as the opposition has agreed to sit down and talk and have direct talks with the military council or transitional council, because obviously these talks were suspended by the opposition after the demonstrations or the attack on the demonstrators less than a month ago. Obviously there were some conditions, but the military council has already adopted one of these conditions, and that is it has pardoned more than 200 prisoners from the Free Sudan movement. According to one of the conditions of the opposition is that those prisoners would be freed, and just a couple of hours ago they have been freed and pardoned by the military. The other conditions for these talks to succeed is that, first of all, according to the opposition, there should be a deadline to end the talks and reach an agreement, which is 72 hours, so that it does not prolong into days and days in the future. Secondly, that the government, they should discuss the formation of a transitional council. The members of this council and the president of the council should be from the army, the military council, and from the opposition. And now that's where the discussions will go. Who will have the majority? Who will be the president of this transitional council?
Yasser, we know that Ethiopia and the African Union, they've been trying to broker a deal in Sudan. Talk to us about their role in all of this.
Well, I believe the EU and Ethiopia were the successful mediators in this. Other parties have tried to mediate between both sides and have failed. But the agreement to sit down and have direct talks and resume peace talks has actually come after and due to the mediation between the EU and Ethiopia with both sides in Sudan. The opposition, also one of its conditions is that Ethiopia and the EU would be overlooking any deal and would be witness to this deal, and to ensure that any agreement that has been signed between both sides, that the EU and the Ethiopians would guarantee this deal and the implementation of this deal. So I think EU and Ethiopia, the AU, sorry, and Ethiopia have played a positive role in bringing back both parties onto the negotiating table, and hopefully will bring back peace and stability to Sudan.
Yasser Hakim in Cairo, thanks so much.